Lagos traffic had been wicked that day. Shade got home first. She loosened her heels at the door, dropped her handbag on the console, and leaned her head against the wall for a moment. It had been a long shift at the private hospital. 2 emergency C-sections, 1 difficult relative who refused to sign consent forms. She tied her wrapper tighter and moved into the kitchen. The generator hummed outside. NEPA had taken light again. She was rinsing rice when she heard the gate. Not the usual confident push, a slow creak. Tunde entered like a man who had misplaced something important. "Hey," she said lightly from the kitchen. "You're early?" He didn't answer immediately. She walked out. His shirt was still tucked in, his tie still straight, but his eyes were empty. "Tunde?" He sat down before speaking. "They let me go." The words landed without drama. She blinked. "Let you go, as in..." "They restructured, marketing department. Said they'd call if anything opens up." "And severance?" 2 months. Silence stretched. She moved closer slowly, sat opposite him. "You've always landed on your feet," she said gently. "This one won't be different." He nodded but didn't look convinced. That night, he barely touched his food. When he finally slept, she remained awake. She opened her phone calculator. Mortgage, his car loan, fuel, electricity, support to his mother. Her salary could stretch, but only just. She lay back and stared at the ceiling fan turning lazily in the dark. "Okay," she whispered. "We are just." She believed that. 6 months later, optimism had worn thin. Tunde had done interviews, follow-ups, LinkedIn networking. Nothing stuck. The house felt smaller somehow, quieter. The small luxuries disappeared first. No more eating out, no more spontaneous shopping, no more weekend getaways. Then tension crept in quietly. "Did you apply for that role in Ikeja?" she asked one evening. "I said I did," he replied, sharper than necessary. She softened immediately. "I'm just asking." He rubbed his forehead. "You think I'm not trying?" "I didn't say that." But the space between them widened slightly, not because of anger, because of pride. One Sunday afternoon, while folding laundry, she spoke carefully. "I've been thinking about something." He didn't look up from his phone. "Canada is actively recruiting healthcare professionals, fast processing, relocation packages." That made him look up. "You want to leave?" "Temporarily." He sat upright. "You want to leave me here?" She swallowed. "I want to stabilize us." He stared at her like she suggested exile. She continued. "We sell the land in Ibadan, sell the car, use it for processing and relocation. I'll work for 2 years, 3 at most, clear all debts, then we start building properly." He stood and walked to the window. "I will look like a man living off his wife." She stood too. "You will look like a man investing in his future." He was quiet for a long time. Then finally, quietly, "You would do that?" "For us," she said. He turned and pulled her into a tight embrace. "My strong woman." She closed her eyes against his chest. She thought it was love tightening around her. Toronto did not care about her sacrifices. The cold was not poetic. It was aggressive. Her first winter, she cried in the bathroom because her fingers hurt from the temperature. She got a job before leaving Nigeria, a stroke of grace. Long-term care facility. 12-hour shifts became 16. She learned quickly that in Canada, loneliness echoes louder. She would leave the house in darkness, return in darkness, microwave dinner, call Tunde, sleep. One night, she called him during her break. "I stood for 14 hours today," she said quietly. "My legs are shaking." "Just a little longer," he replied gently. "You are doing something great." "Did the contractor start the foundation?" Yes, send that invoice I forwarded. She nodded, though he couldn't see. Every month she sent money. At first to repay the travel loans, then to begin construction. She tracked every transfer, Excel sheets, receipts, screenshots. Not because she didn't trust him, because she was organized. The call came at 1:47 a.m. She fumbled for her phone. Tunde? Baby, we need £5,000 urgently. Her heart jumped. Why? Contractor says if we delay now, we'll lose the block price. Everything has gone up. She sat up fully awake. £5,000? Yes, if we miss this stage, we'll regret it. She inhaled slowly. I'll sort it. The next 3 weeks were brutal. She volunteered for double shifts, covered colleagues' weekends. Her supervisor asked if she was okay. I'm fine, she smiled. She stopped spending money on herself, cut expenses to the bone. When she finally transferred it, she felt proud. We're almost there, he said warmly. You won't regret this. She believed him. 10 years. She had extended the plan again and again. 1 more year, he would say. Let's finish roofing first. Let's finish the interior. Let's buy the car. She saved enough for a comfortable return. She didn't tell him she was coming. She wanted to surprise him. She arrived in Lagos on a humid afternoon. The air felt heavy but familiar. When she reached their old apartment, strangers opened the door. Oh, Tunde, he moved last year. Her stomach tightened. She called him. He didn't pick. She got the new address from a mutual friend. The compound was freshly painted. Children's sandals at the door. She knocked. The door opened. A woman stood there, young, wearing a long kaftan, holding a toddler. Behind her, Tunde appeared. He froze. Shade? Her voice came out calm. Who is she? The woman looked between them, confused. Tunde stepped forward. Let's go inside. No, she said evenly. Explain here. It's complicated. The child tugged his leg and called him Daddy. The sound hit like a slap. Shade didn't cry. Her face changed slowly. Not anger, understanding. Everything she had funded stood behind him, in his name. They gathered 2 days later, the living room full of elders. His mother spoke first. My daughter, you left a man alone for 10 years. Shade's own uncle nodded. Men are not like women. She listened. You should forgive, his mother continued. That is what builds a home. Shade looked at Tunde. You married her with my money. Silence. He avoided her eyes. I thought you weren't coming back. She almost laughed. You told me to send more for tiling. Nobody defended her. They defended peace. She stood up. I will not fight in this room, she said calmly, but I will not accept this. Tunde did not expect court papers. He expected tears, negotiation, maybe a quiet settlement. But Shade came prepared. Bank transfers, property timelines, voice notes referencing construction stages. The judge was patient. The evidence was clear. Funds originated from her accounts. Large sums, consistent patterns. Tunde shifted in his seat as documents were read aloud. The ruling took months, but it came. Financial restitution, asset evaluation, divorce granted. The house acknowledged as materially funded by her. He would compensate her. She stood on the courthouse steps. Lagos traffic roared nearby. She felt lighter. Not victorious, just clear. Her phone buzzed. Her colleague from Canada. Are you okay? Shade looked at the sky. Yes, she said, then added softly. I built something. It just wasn't what I thought. She walked toward her car. This time, in her own name. Shade. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Fableland Stories for more interesting stories.